For the year under review, the youngest admission was 12. Bata pa, no? Hindi pa naging teenager, 12 pa yun. While the eldest, even yung seniors natin, the eldest one that was admitted is at 76. No? 76 years old na yung pinakamatandang nagparehab. Hi, my name is Junes. I'm a rehab practitioner for quite some time. I think for about 10 years or more already. I've been affiliated with the drug addiction issue. And right now, since it's been a while na nakapag-record ako, I'll give you guys some update with regards to the statistics in terms of the drug problem here in the Philippines. Kasi bali-balita kasi na parang lumiit daw yung drug addiction problem. But we'll try to explore that along the way. But before we go to the main statistics here, let me just introduce to you guys the DDB, or the Dangerous Drugs Board, the one that you're seeing on the screen. Now, DDB, you could visit their site at ddb.gov.ph. DDB is the abbreviation for Dangerous Drugs Board. It is mainly the policy making and coordinating agency on all drug abuse related matters. So, sila na yung nag-amend, gumagawa ng batas. Kasama na dito ang like law enforcement, the treatment, the rehabilitation, the prevention, the training and information, and of course the research and the statistics. And that's the reason why we're here, because we're gonna be checking out if ano nga bang update nitong drug addiction problem here in the Philippines. So every year they actually publish a statistics. So since 2025 ngayon, the latest statistics na pwede natin kunan is yung 2024 na statistical analysis of the Dangerous Drugs Board. So I guess you can see that on the screen. And this here is mainly the profile of the drug abusers na, na basically are all data na nakuha from last year. So let's take note that the mean age of the drug users from last year were at 34 years old. Meanwhile, the sex is at a ratio of male, which is 12 is to 1 going to female. So that's male to female, 12 is to 1, meaning that more issues with drug addiction are into males, not likely into females. But of course, everyone can be a victim of this addiction problem. For civil status, we were able to note that majority of the drug users, or the PWOODs, are single, which are like 52.87%. And status of employment is at 58.25% for those who are employed, meaning those who are workers, employees. That also includes those that are in the business and also those who are self-employed. Meanwhile, for educational attainment, you were able to point out that majority are in the high school level, which is at 27.80%, and economic status were at an average monthly family income of 13,287.61. So, hindi ibig sabihin na mayayaman yung yung gumagamit ng droga, hindi rin ibig sabihin na yung nasa poverty line, but even those in the average family income are also into the addiction problem. And place of residence, this one is specified for urban core, which is pointing out to the highest score, which is NCR at 26.64%. And the duration of drug taking, usually it is an average of more than 6 years. And the nature of drug use is monodrug use, meaning they are into one addiction issue. And um, it is common that they would prefer the other one compared to the second one. And the drugs that are very common are shabu, or the methamphetamine hydrochloride. Then second is cannabis, or basically termed as marijuana. And the third one, compared to the last years, no, na nasa statistics natin, right now we have cocaine in the Philippines. Pumasok na dito sa Pilipinas yung cocaine. So, ayan. So, for the calendar year 2024, ito yung statistical analysis that babasahin ko lang ha, and then I'll probably try to expand it as best as I could. And 2024, 88 drug abuse and treatment rehab centers, or DATRCs, reported the treatment and rehabilitation admission information system, or what we call as TRIAS, that 76 are residential and 12 are outpatient. So 88 lahat ng drug rehab centers ang nag-provide ng data nito. And these reporting facilities recorded, take note, 6,554 admissions. That's just for last year. And sa mga numbers na nasabi natin, 5,537, that's 5,537, are actually new admissions. They are basically new to the drug problem. And 111 are readmitted, no? Or basically nag-relapse, bumalik sa kanilang bisyo. And 906 were mainly outpatients. And if we compare this note to the previous years, 18% increase was noted in the admission. And the increase in the admission can be attributed to the continuous improvement of the implementation programs for persons who use drugs, or the PWOODs. Kasama na sa mga program are the holistic approach, no, that assist these victims of drug use in gaining access to appropriate intervention, and of course, with the help of the different advocacy programs that are being implemented by the various sectors, especially with the LGUs, that would encourage the PWOODs, or the people who uses drugs, to actually seek help and undergo treatment and rehabilitation. So as you can see, in 2024, hindi bumaba hindi bumaba yung rating kung i-compare niya sa 2023 at 2022 na survey. It actually gave rise, no? It tumaas ng 18.18% in terms of admission, meaning that there is still the presence of drug use. It's still a problem in the Philippines. For demographic profile, we're able to point out that the center's admission report shows that 91.43% of the individuals are actually male, and that's approximately like 7.75 pointing out to females, and 0.82% are pointing out to the LGBTQ community. And the ratio for this, as what I've said earlier, for male to female, remains at 12:1, and it is consistent with the previous years. The higher number of males in rehabilitation facilities, ito ang possible reason why there's a lot of males, no, na nagkaroon ng addiction problem, is that it may be attributed to societal pressures, yung societal pressures natin, and yung expectation na maging tough yung isang lalaki. And this one is also coupled with like financial stress, paano magkakaroon ng pera, how to get a good work, and let's include as well the peer pressure, especially with teenagers, no? This one can lead to substance abuse as a coping mechanism. Ginagawang coping mechanism itong drug use natin. It's also indicated in here that drug abuse does not affect only men, but women as well. And an intensified advocacy campaign should also be undertaken to encourage more female PWOODs to seek appropriate treatment interventions. So, ayun. Kasama din ang mga women natin na nagkakaroon ng addiction problem. For the year under review, the youngest admission was 12. Bata pa, no? Hindi pa naging teenager, 12 pa yun. While the eldest, even yung seniors natin, the eldest one that was admitted is at 76. No? 76 years old na yung pinakamatandang nagparehab. And most of the admissions belong to the age group in between 40 and above. No? And around 34%, or 33.95% to be specific, are found in these reports. And yung computed mean and median are 34 years old. So ayun, like average 40 years old yung common na napaparehab, and 12 yung pinakabata, 76 naman yung pinakamatanda. Woo! And more than half, that's 52.87, are single, and about fourth, which is 24.38%, are actually married. Those who have live-in partners compromised 19%, that's 19.10% to be specific, and the rest are approximately like 4% or 3.65% are either widowed, separated, divorced, or annulled na siya. As for the educational background, sinasabi dito na almost 27.8 have attained high school. So nakatungtong ng high school pero siguro hindi nakatapos. And on the second spot are uh, those who reached college, no? Yung nakatungtong lang ng college. And 19% or 19.44% are followed by those who have graduated high school. Ito, nakatapos talaga ng high school, pero di nakapunta ng senior high or yung college na level, which which is 17%, 17.41%. And as mentioned earlier, monthly family income is approximately at 13,000 pesos or 13,287.61, no, or about 229 US dollars. Regarding employment status, those employed comprised 58% or 58.15%, while the unemployed is at 37.53%. Right? Pero meron ding meron ding na naging addict, no, even if they don't have jobs. Kasi pwede kasi silang ginagawang runner, no, ginagawang utusan para magbenta, no, so that they could have access to drugs for free. Meanwhile, 3% of the admissions constitute of students. Ayun. So kasama na ang mga students, and less than 1% are out of school youth. So yung hindi talaga pumupunta or pumapasok sa eskwelahan. While a few, 0.21% are pensioners, mga seniors, and the emphasis should be placed on the campaign for drug-free workplaces. So, yes, it's very true na meron ding mga cases namin na they were referred to undergo inpatient rehabilitation because they were found to be positive kahit sa mga workplace nila. No? Yung mga random drug test na caught that they were positive with drugs. And around 27% or 26.64 are reported cases that are residents of the NCR or the National Capital Region, while 13% or 12.9073% are from Region 3. So probably these are the top places na may malaking scores with drug issues. And considering the age of first drug use, 40.08 belongs to ages 15 to 19 years old. So notice na kahit teenager pa no nagkakaroon na ng drug issues as early as 15 to 19 years old. And in most cases, nagsisimula yan sa pag-iinom ng alcohol tapos nagkaroon ng influence ng drugs kaya nagkatuloy-tuloy. And yeah, 40% or 39.99% were admitted to having drugs 2 to 5 times a week. 23% meanwhile are doing it monthly, and 20% are doing it weekly. Ayan. So grabe no. Even with teenagers, like they would have access to it already. No? So dapat for the parents there, dapat bantayan natin yung mga bata natin. And of course, the last part are the most commonly abused drugs. So I've mentioned this one before. The number one still is the methamphetamine hydrochloride or the shabu. This one here remains the leading drug abuse or the drug of choice, no? Comprising around 94% or specifically 93.65% of the total admissions. And this one is followed by cannabis or marijuana at 25% or specifically 24.96%. And on the third by cocaine at less than 1% or 0.53%. So kahit nga um, kahit nga 'di ba kahit na masyadong mahal yung cocaine, and although it's mostly common internationally in the US or Russia or kahit saan, no? It has been brought already to the Philippines. Pumasok na siya sa Pilipinas kahit konti lang, but people are now able to buy it, no? And yeah, it is gaining popularity nowadays. And this cocaine use, by the way, is supported by the increased seizures by our drug law enforcers. Maraming nahuhuli, no? Which tends to show that there is demand within the illicit local market. Sa illegal drug market, meron ng demand ng tinatawag nating cocaine. Now, the haul included methamphetamine, hydrochloride, or shabu, like other drugs, no? Marijuana, kasama na din yung ecstasy, and of course, cocaine in 2024 as mentioned. So it is also very common that monodrug use remains to be the nature of drug taking. The admission routes are inhalation, sniffing, and oral ingestion. So, ayun. That's the updated survey from 2024, meaning that despite the effort of the government to actually help and stop the problem of drug use, as you can see, marami pa ring nahuhuli, no? And marami pa ring nagpapa-rehab because of the addiction problem. And it's quite scary that, as mentioned earlier, na nagsisimula at 15 to 19 years old, and even at that age, meron ng access with drug addiction problem. So it's really helpful na tayo po ay magbantay sa mga kabataan ngayon. Make sure that they don't get influenced by by these illicit drugs. So, ayun, that's the latest update for the drug problem for 2024. If you do have questions or concerns, or if you wanna know more about what's in the drug world, feel free to visit the Dangerous Drugs Board website. Again, that's ddb.gov.ph. And I hope you guys learned something.